guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. We are back with our RWB. It is sat over there. The last time we were here, it was jammed, stuck and rammed in second gear and nothing was working. We're here to see it today. And surprise, surprise, the gearbox is still in the car.
You don't know where to start on this one. Scott's speechless.
I guess we should start with the gearbox is actually still in the car. Which I think is astounding for both of us.
Scott wins again.
Alright, so we've got the inspection plate off the gearbox.
Yes, so we've found that the selector has gone through the gates and overthrown, causing us to have a jammed selector. So we detach everything, take out the plate and try and get the selector back in whilst it's still in the car.
And what we've done at the moment is remove everything, loosen everything up.
Yep.
So now at least
we've got some play to get the selector back in. Yep.
So it should at least go into neutral and the selector should go into the position it should do.
Yeah.
Then it's about adjusting the gearbox.
The gear selector itself.
The gear selector itself.
So we don't have too much throw.
And that's probably because we had the old shifter with all the old bushings and everything.
Yeah. And then we've gone to a brand new
shifter.
Very direct shifter.
And it's pushed it, because although it feels a short distance on the shifter, it's a longer throw in here, and then therefore it's pushed it too far.
Yes, through the gates.
Through the gates.
So I've got a collection of stupid questions, which probably won't surprise anybody.
So then you adjust it on the shifter, but then do you have to look in here at the same time to just check that the throw is the right throw?
No, it's about getting the same amount of throw back and forth on the actual gear selector itself, back at the joint. So where the unit joint at the back of the gearbox is, and connects to the shift rod.
Yeah.
Getting that throw correct forwards and backwards, and making that travel the same forwards and backwards is very critical.
And does that have a specification that it's meant to be a certain distance?
Not with these sort of gearboxes. It's more of a adjustment and feel it, adjust it.
And I guess it's not something that you necessarily have to drive.
Because
you just sit in gear and move it.
Yeah, well, these gearboxes are very loose at the best of times. So
yep. We were just discussing that.
Yeah, so now that we've tightened the selector up, we've given it a bit more throw, and it's a short shift.
Very short
gearbox.
shifts. Yeah.
But this is all still the same.
So that is where we've got our plate. So there's a fork on this plate, isn't there?
Yes.
Which I had anticipated might have fallen off at some point.
I have seen that break. So that's the fork that just holds the gear selector, the gear
and that's
shifter.
solid as a rock. That's solid.
Absolutely. It's not going anywhere. No.
Yeah.
And there's no damage to it.
No.
So I've seen these bend and all sorts of stuff over the years of motorsport, but this one
it looks clean.
In good condition.
Alright,
so it's about adjusting it, which we probably did. Well, to be fair, we were rushing to get this off for its RWB build, so we were like, it's in, let's see how it goes. And then that's where we've ended up. So it's all kind of loose in there.
I think you said it is potentially loose, so we can see if it'll actually pop out now.
So if you throw yourself on this side, you can actually see where the ball is meant to be. So there's your...
Oh, that's the ball there.
That's the ball there.
Yeah.
And that, see how it's come through there?
Yeah.
Doesn't really fit, but if you put enough force onto your shifter, it will make its way through there, and that's what's happened. So this got stuck out here.
Yeah.
And so with the fork sitting here, it's jammed outside, you'll never get it back in.
And of course it was jammed against the fork
coming back. Yeah, that's why it was just a rock solid.
Look at that. So there it is. That was the part that was getting jammed.
Yeah. So that's a selector on the internal side of the gearbox.
Which now at least we understand why it was like stuck.
Yes. Yes.
Because we were both like, well, hang on a minute, that's a problem.
Yeah,
so now it's a bit of adjustment.
Yes.
That is more good news. Like, I was genuinely expecting to see the gearbox
Between an engine and a gearbox.
out on the floor, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's not where we've ended up. So oil leaks, I think it's the tubes are leaking up there, and then there is a load of oil around here, and I think it's just pooling around this. So we're gonna chase getting some new tubes for it, and I think that is probably the oil leak fixed and then the gearbox fixed. There's the handbrake or the wheel bearing on this side that might be a little bit of a problem that we'll sort out, and then there was a few other little bits in the engine. But we've actually got some good news.
Nothing broken.
Nothing broken.
Nothing to replace. Bolt it back together,
Fill it with transmission oil.
gearbox oil back in it, get that selector where I want it to be, throwing the same forwards and backwards, drive it again. So in a modern gearbox, we have a cone-shaped synchro mesh. So the cone goes over the top of the gear and slows the gear from the outside. Whereas on a 915 gearbox, we have a ring that goes around the gear itself, and the selector has to go over the top, squash the ring down, and slow that gear down so it can then go over the dog teeth. So it's a very agricultural way of a gearbox selector.
So
but
when we're changing gear,
come out of gear and bring it on so you feel that the gear's slowing down, and then let it go into gear.
Yeah.
Don't force it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way you'll have to treat your gearbox.
on the 930 we did the oil tubes, and that wasn't a problem, was it? Because we've got
No, because
different exhausts.
we already had split tubes on that, so
Yes.
we could collapse them, pull them out very easily.
Yeah, and these
To
are
try and get these out is very difficult.
these are potentially the original ones that came with the
I'd
car.
say more than potentially, they are the original ones, seeing they are well corroded.
So they are 1978 oil tubes. These ones here, it's a bit hard to tell if they're actually welded and become part of the engine block, but those ones over that side are definitely leaking, so that's an easy thing. The case and everything else is okay, so I think it might just be the oil tubes, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yep. All your covers and everything are bang on, not leaking a drop.
Yeah, so we thought we were going to do a how to rebuild your gearbox video, and turns out that we won't be doing that, so there's a good outcome. Oh, we've got some new engine mounts and gearbox mounts, because we thought they would be a good idea. We went with the Renline ones.
As we do, some beautiful quality ring line.
Yeah, they're cool.
Some nice fancy boxes.
Oh, they come in a
Look at
fancy
that,
box.
isn't that special?
Ooh.
Very pretty.
Yeah, that's the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have 3 different rubbers. So soft, medium and hard. Doing a bit of a
To be fair with the suspension,
bit of check on YouTube there, which is which. but-
which colour's which. To be fair with the suspension that we've got, I don't know if we'd noticed the difference between hard anyway, because it is
Yellow's
bloody hard.
Yellow's soft, red's intermediate, and blue is hard.
Yeah.
That's just by my finger test.
Yeah, I think we might end up going. The blue and going hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll kind of figure that out just to keep it all pulled together. But I think there'll be a good idea to keep it in.
Yep.
We're just looking at the part.
That's pretty normal. That's just that's a bit of metal.
Yes.
That's pretty
Yeah,
normal.
there's a bit there, but considering that's.
But the gearbox oil itself didn't come out, with chunks or anything like that. It was clean oil. So
And again, that's
never probably been out.
I know.
So that's probably a lifetime of metal filings just sitting on top of that, right there.
Yeah. This is a good start. We're going to be back on the road again.
So we're having a good news week.
Yeah, good news. Good news week. I don't know if we should probably do a video at some point around what it looks like underneath an RWB. But there's some of it under there. Considering how much we've driven it and we've given it a bit of a pedal, it's actually, look at all the front, it's worn really well. I've got some tyre rub up there on the body. I think it's just kind of polishing the body up there, but it's actually worn really well.
So surprise, surprise, the gearbox is actually still in the car. There's some adjustment to do. So with the new CAE shifter, we've probably, the plays tightened up and it's popped it straight out of the selector. We're going to adjust all of that, so that is all good. We've got a couple of oil leaks to fix and a few other bits, and we've actually come up with a plan for some other tasty little bits on the car. So we'll pick it up in a couple of days and we'll be out on the road. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and may the luck continue with our RWB. See you later, guys. Bye.